Hi, everyone. Today we're presenting Nourish Your Brain. And again, this program was provided by North Dakota State University Extension Office. They shared this with us, so we're going to present this again to you today. And I have Karen Richey with Marshall County Extension Office here to help me. So let's go ahead and get started.
So you really have to think about brain health. And when it comes to brain health and aging, as this cartoon says, Mr. Osborne, may I be excused? My brain is full. And as we age, it could become full, or we don't want to put any more in it. So again, the connections in our brain signals don't stop, but they do slow down as we age. So cognitive skills peak at age 22 and they start slowing down after age 27. So that's not a very long period of time. So we've got to make sure and do some different things to keep our brain active. So luckily, general knowledge can continue to increase.
So oxidative damage. So our cells can be damaged by some harmful molecules or processes such as pollution, smoking, ultraviolet light, or inflammation. So we have antioxidants are components in some foods that help protect our cells from oxidative damage.
Yeah, I like to think of oxidative. If you think of it in a mechanical term, so to think, it's like when your car starts to rust.
Yes.
Okay, that's a kind of a simplified factor, but when a car begins to rust, that's an oxidative process. So hopefully our brains don't rust on us, but again, we can do some things that can help us.
Oxidative damage control. Some health problems such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer are linked to oxidative damage. The brain uses oxygen and can be affected by oxidative damage as well. And we need antioxidants from foods to help prevent these kinds of health problems.
Well, let's talk about antioxidant-rich foods, and there are several that are out there, and hopefully you are eating some of these, with that being cocoa beans, dark chocolate, like chocolate, yeah, and kidney beans, as well as soybeans and dried plums, apples, and my favorite is blueberries. So making sure that you get a lot of these foods is helpful, as well as each one of them offers something that contributes to antioxidant properties. So you want to make sure and eat more vitamin C rich foods. And as you can see here, these are found in citrus fruits, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, strawberries, and cantaloupe. So hopefully if you can't find one of those that you don't care for, you can at least find that there's a variety of others that you can consume. Some of the others are vitamin E. You want to talk about that?
Vitamin E is found in these foods, so you can find it in your vegetable oils, nuts, leafy greens, and fortified cereals. So you can find them in those. So then you have brain healthy B vitamins. So vitamin B12 is found in meat, fish, poultry, milk, eggs, and fortified breakfast cereals. Folate is found in leafy greens, green vegetables, fruits, and dry edible beans, orange juice, and strawberries. Cereal, bread, flour, and rice are fortified with folic acid. So something to think about.
And then we have foods that are high in beta carotene. And again, most people think of orange, and so you think of carrots, and which happens to be one of them. But it's also found in sweet potatoes, kale, spinach is a really good one, as well as winter squash and cilantro and fresh thyme. So again, beta carotene is helpful as well.
Enjoy some more blueberries. A 2005 study of mice found those fed blueberries reversed age-related declines in cognitive function. Mice fed blueberries also had improved balance and coordination. And then try to eat a half of a cup of blueberries a day as part of your fruit intake.
So how do you like to eat your blueberries?
I like mine frozen.
I do too, and I like blueberries no matter what, because Marshall County is known for blueberries.
Yes.
But I can eat them in many different ways, frozen as well as fresh. I don't have to have them in anything. But if I do have to put them on something, I like them in yogurt, make a smoothie out of them, or even put them on my oatmeal in the wintertime. So I don't have no problem getting enough blueberries in my consumption. The next is selenium-rich foods, and selenium is an essential trace mineral with antioxidant properties. Actually, selenium content in food depends on the soil content where the plants are grown and the animals are fed. And in this area in Indiana, the soil is low in selenium, so that might be something you have to think about in regards to intake. These foods are actually high in selenium, and that being chicken and nuts and broccoli and bread. And some of those are actually fortified with that. But again, take in consideration that we live in an area that our soil, if you have a lot of gardens that you're putting, that may be low in selenium.
Next, let's look at omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3s are essential fatty acids. They aren't produced in the body, so we need to eat them in our diet in order to get them into our bodies. One type of omega-3 called DHA is used by the brain and central nervous system.
And some of those omega-3 fatty acid rich foods are actually pink salmon and trout. Albacore, that's the white tuna, and shrimp, they actually contain DHA, as well as flaxseed oil, canola oil, soybean oil, and walnuts. They also contain a type of fatty acid that can be converted to DHA in the body. All of these are extremely important, as is the following. The EPA actually has found in all fish, but especially high in herring and salmon, as well as sardines. The alpha-linoleic acid is found in flaxseed oil, canola oil, soybean oil, and walnuts. So that's why you see walnuts as one of those foods that's high in antioxidants as well.
So heart healthy eating equals brain healthy eating. So good cardiovascular health goes hand in hand with brain function. This is provided as a quote from Erwin Rosenberg, MD.
So when we think about eating heart healthy, and you've heard this for many years probably by now, but you want to make sure to try and minimize the saturated and trans fatty oils that are in food, because they can decrease your blood flow to the heart and to the brain. And again, the only way you're going to know that is how they're high level or low level is reading labels. And so those food labels will give you that information. They'll give you the saturated fat, which is then again found in your dairy, your animal fats, your coconut oil, palm oil, and chocolate. When we talk about palm oil and coconut oil, you'll find those a lot of times in cookies that are, the fast, not the ones you make maybe, but the ones that you buy at the grocery store, because that oil is cheaper. And so they can really watch the content of the cost factor. So again, staying away from those saturated fats, especially palm oil, it's more solidified. And then you have trans fats. And again, that's found on the label as well. So you have to know how to read food labels. And those are found in margarine, shortening, and processed foods. So you have to look for the term hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated vegetable oil if it's listed in the ingredient. And what does that term mean? It means like if you're taking vegetable oil in its form and it becomes hydrogenated, it is a solid form. So that's more detrimental to your arteries and veins. So again, watching the amount of fat for a heart healthy diet is extremely important, as is reducing the sodium and cholesterol. And those two can, by reducing it, can help the blood flow.
So let's look at my plate. Good nutrition is important for brain and overall health. For more information on overall nutrition, you can go to myplate.gov. What they recommend is that you eat 3 to 5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day, choose low-fat dairy products, make half your grains whole, and aim for healthy fats.
And this has been an icon that we've had for several years now from USDA, and it really is one that's taught throughout the schools, as well as I even use it in a lot of my cooking demonstrations to really look at that plate and make sure that half that plate is full of fruits and vegetables. And we've talked about a lot of those foods, so it makes sense. So I want to ask you, what could you add or substitute to make this meal more brain healthy friendly? What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Well, you could get rid of the mashed potatoes and gravy, add in broccoli or some other fruit or vegetable that's high. Get rid of the fried chicken because that's not obviously not good for us because we're deep frying, so it has a lot of calories. Put in instead maybe some pink salmon that you were talking about. And then with regards to the biscuit, we could put in a whole grain, some type of a whole grain. So maybe some brown rice would be better there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that chicken, and because it's not only that it's been fried, but again, that skin on there. So if you can get a skinless, boneless piece, like a chicken breast, and you even just kind of broil it, or you could put it on the grill this time of the year. So again, those are the things that it's not only how it's done, but it's how it's prepared as well. So again, lots of ways, and just look at that. There's no color there on that plate. I gotta have some color, so I gotta have my greens. So ways to help you, your memory, and again, learning a new skill. Hopefully that you never stop learning. As my mother always told me, you will learn something new every day. Make sure that you continue to do so. And how you can do that is volunteer in your community or your school or place of worship. Purdue Extension is always looking for volunteers too,
yes.
so don't think that we don't need help. We do. And then spend time with family and friends. And again, there always are some things out there like memory tools that can be big calendars, to-do lists, notes to yourself, whatever. It's things that you can help your memory.
So ways to help your memory is put your wallet, purse, keys, and glasses in the same place. Get plenty of rest, exercise and eat well. If you consume alcohol, do so in moderation, and then get help if you feel depressed or for weeks at a time. So make sure that you seek that medical help if you need it.
And mental health is extremely important, and that's part of brain health as well. So keep your brain sharp, and hopefully you can try some of these activities, crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. I know here in our county building that in the winter months, they've always got like 1,000-piece puzzle going, and during break times, there's lots of people going in doing those. So things like that are helpful. Playing cards, board games, and bingo. I'm sure grandkids would love to do those kinds of things. So sometimes we just think of all this electronics, but forget about the good old-fashioned things that really make your brain work. Reading a newspaper or book or magazine. Maybe you're a painter or you like to knit or quilt, things like that. Also playing a musical instrument or learn a foreign language. That definitely will keep your brain sharp, I would think. And then stay up to date on technology. And you can learn something new all the time, every 5 minutes, I think, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's hard. That's even hard for us, and we use it all the time.
Stay physically active. So dancing was found to be the #1 physical activity to decrease the risk of dementia. So learning new dance combinations and movements and thinking, that helps with that brain health. Physical activity helps maintain good blood flow to the brain, so vary your physical activity. If you walk or bike, change the route that you're taking so it keeps your brain sharp. Just don't walk the same route all the time.
Yeah, a lot of times we get in the habit of just doing it over and over, and then it becomes monotonous and we don't want to do it anymore. So I remembered when we moved to a different area and we had to be in town living for a short period of time. And so I didn't know the town. So I tried a different street all the time, and it really, time passed fast. So it's not too late. We can reduce the effects of aging on the brain with a sustained, active, and challenging life, even if this stimulation is only begun in the Middle Ages. So think about it. I'm not sure what age all of you are that are watching this, but again, it's not too late.
Yes.
So we have a to-do list for you, and we want to start out with nutrition because nutrition is extremely important. And when you do think about it, you want to eat antioxidant-rich foods, and those foods are going to be those that are high in vitamins B, C, and E, beta-carotene, and selenium. And you want to also enjoy more blueberries as part of your fruit intake. Remember, I'm pushing them blueberries, and try to get 2 servings of healthy fish a day.
Some more for you to do with regards to nutrition. Make sure you choose foods with omega-3 fatty acids and that are low in saturated and trans fats. Then make sure you're exercising. Again, your brain and your body both need those exercises. So try a new activity and make sure that you're doing at least 30 minutes of physical activity every day.
So to wrap it up, we have more information, and those information websites are here listed on the slide for you. Again, we want to give credit to North Dakota State University for putting this PowerPoint together. They do a lot of research up there in this area. So again, these are excellent resources, along with the American Association of Retired Persons and the Alzheimer's Association. Lots of good resources.
And then we've included in this presentation a couple of handouts for you that you could read through that just go over brain health activities, exercises you can do for brain health, and nourishment for brain health. That concludes this program. Thank you, everyone.